people ask about the islands of Beaufort, and many don't realize that Beaufort itself is an island. There are literally hundreds of islands in Beaufort. Beaufort happens to be on, the city of Beaufort and the town of Port Royal are on Port Royal Island. But I would say that probably about 20 of the bigger islands, Fripp Island and Harbor Island at the ocean. There's Hunting Island, which is a state park. You'd come across St. Helena Island, which celebrates its African-American Sea Island history and culture. And then you come to Ladies Island, which is very much a bedroom community, or really an extension of Beaufort. We have Paris Island, where they train the Marines. We have Rose Island, which is an island between Beaufort and Hilton Head that a lot of people would like to see undeveloped. We have islands as small as an acre. They call them hummocks, just little mounds out in the water. And then of course we have the big islands. We have St. Philip's, which is out at St. Philip's Island, which has been preserved by Ted Turner and his family. And next to that there's Bay Point, which people are trying to get conservation easements. There's a strong movement here to preserve the islands. One, because of their natural beauty, and two, of course, they protect the habitat. They create place in the estuaries, and the creeks come up behind them for the fish and the crabs, and feed the whole ecosystem. If you fly over in a small airplane, and the tide is high, Beaufort is about 60% underwater. If you fly over at low tide, we're about 40% underwater. So that we have these great tidal flows. It's interesting how many people who come here from places where they see the seasons and judge the seasons by the leaves on the trees, here you can look at the marsh grass. And in the winter it looks like wheat fields. It just becomes, you know, bright, sort of yellowish or golden. But in the summer and the spring it starts greening up, and when you get to the summer it's a lush green. So we see the seasons here in terms of watching the marsh grass. You'll find people shrimping and crabbing, and of course the boats go out to the bigger water for sport fishing. There's always something to do on the water. You can go around a bend out in the middle of nowhere, say between Beaufort and Edisto, going up a little creek, and all of a sudden at low tide there's a sandbar and there's a family having a picnic. Some people ask me when they move here about going to the beach. I said one of the great things about Beaufort is if you've got a 14 or 15-foot boat at a low tide, you can find lots of beaches, because you can just go up in these creeks and set camp for 3 or 4 hours while the tide is changing up on a sandbar. It's great fun. It's very often that you'll be sitting around a dinner table and people will talk about the islands, because that's our culture.